Is it on? Is it on? I believe it's on. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good all that. You're on your lunch break. I am off today. Well, yeah. Off for most of the day, I should say. Good morning. Good morning. Still got about 16 minutes left for the morning. You're just going to bed. That's why I put the good evening in there too. I figured it might be at least a few y'all on the other side of the world, or just going to bed in the daytime like I do. It is peaceful. All that good old Florida traffic, don't you miss it? I thought about that again right before I went live, because I always parked the line in the street and thought, oh, reconnecting. Oh, wait. Let me, there we go. Let me turn this off. There. Yes, the white ball of death is a little warmer today, but it is still very nice out here. But it is right in my face. Thank goodness for transition lenses. But it's nice though, because it's not hot. You can probably hear that wind. There's some wind blowing, but it's a nice breeze. It feels like a really nice spring day, is what it feels like. Like it's a little warm, but it has a cool breeze with it at the same time. Oh God, 105. That's so ridiculous. See, I can't stand it for it to be hot 11 months of the year. I just can't anymore. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, I do like it so far. Love the weather so far. It is very nice. This definitely beats Florida sun, that is for sure. But it's is nice so far. The hills in the streets are they kind of, I guess you have to get used to those. They kind of work my nerves a little bit because the streets are so narrow that I don't know, it just makes me anxious to keep going up and down these roller coasters. No, no more store walks. The store is too close. What I'm doing now is just basically taking laps around the quietest street I can find. That's basically all I do. Because I just started 6 minutes ago. If I was to walk to the store, we'd be done already. So I just take laps around the block. Or around the quiet street anyway. It's a noisy street just back this way. But I stay off of that one. I find the quiet street. This is a nature sound. I don't mind that. That darn cicadas, those are the devil. This sounds more like nature. Because I mean, that's all that's back here. This is nature. There is a street though. There is a street. Where's the thing point? All the way up there. Thank you, Mimi. All the way up there, past this street, it looks like it's about to fall in the street. All the way up there, there's a street. Like they literally carved out places in mountains. This is hills for sure. Cicadas are the devil. The devil is not nature. It's not natural. They're so loud. This is a nice sound. It just sounds like nature. Doesn't sound like something. It doesn't sound like nature's fire alarm. Yeah, I could use it now because I'm not going to the store. So I brought it back out. Yeah, it's clear here. I mean, the closer you get to, the more industrial parts, everything kind of looks industrial here to me. Everything's covered in brick and metal. Oh, ain't that lovely, Peely? Are they underground now? See if we can smoke them out. Where are the moles when you need them? Yeah, everything is brick and metal covered in it. But it is peaceful here. This is the quiet streets, though. Just chipmunks and birds so far, and deer. There's a lot of deer. I mean, you practically see those as much as you see people. Because back in those, where I'm walking now, like I was showing you all those trees and things, the deer come down and eat the leaves there, and then you'll see them crossing these streets a lot. Luckily, this is residential and not a highway, so you don't see them laying on the side of the road. Because they pretty much run in the street, they'll pause like deer do, and then they'll run out of the street. Hi, Lenny. So nothing crazy. There's a bunch of birds, though. It's a good bird watching place, probably. Now, on the highway or on the side of the highway, unfortunately, that's where you get the deers that get hit all the time because that's the highway. But these residentials, they get out of the street. No song. I did knowledge quips. Thank you very much, too. I bought a table because it was going to give me more space than a desk would. And it actually worked out perfect because I can put both of my computer monitors up there and look out the window at the same time. Yeah, no one, no one so far. How are you doing? It's actually just got a text message. Let me see if I can pull it up. How's it going in Texas? Everybody has a mask on. It's government order or governor's order. So everybody has a mask everywhere. Okay, because I have a friend in Texas, and I just checked on him to see how he was, because the news was saying, flooding this and flooding that, and he said it's not as bad as the news made it sound. Okay. Yeah, that's what I seen, is because he's in Texas. He's close to Houston, or close enough. And he said, they had a storm, of course, but he said not as, oh, there's a red tree again. He said not as bad as the news made it sound. Oh, there's berries on it. I wonder if those berries are poisonous too. For those who hear the last walk we did, there's another little red trees, but this one has little berries on it. See if I can show you. Oh, it's so bright. Zoom in, camera. Oh Lord, now I don't know where it is. So I'm trying to look through the camera. There it is. You see them? They got little berries or something on there. And it's on that red plant that we seen yesterday. So it's interesting. We'll probably see something new each time. I'll have to go and walk to that other one and see if it's got something on it. Because I didn't notice it yesterday. Not yesterday, whatever day it was. Yeah. Any brightly colored anything. Learn that from the frogs. But it's nice. It's peaceful. There's those curly plants again. Hi, Adrian. Oh, the honeybees are out. Yay, honeybees. Getting they pollinating on. Yeah. No wasps. Those we don't need. We need more bees. We need all the honeybees we can get. I think I've been stung maybe one time my whole life. We used to have a honeysuckle bush in our backyard when I was a kid. And we used to take the stems out, then eat it, or at least eat the nectar, I should say. Never been stung. I think I've been stung once. And that was when the bees actually made a nest in a swing set that we had. And I think I went in there because it was like a little gap at the top of the swing set. And I think I was digging around in there. But I was only stung once. Not like by the whole swarm. You know, in Florida, there really wasn't all that many mosquitoes. Not that I'm complaining. Maybe they all got COVID too. but I didn't notice a bunch. No, there's no destination on these. Everything is too close. The walk would have been over 14 minutes ago if I was actually going somewhere. I just find a quiet street and I loop around it a bunch of times. This is not really, let's go walking. This is me. I just ate a whole bowl full of fried rice, so get your fat ass up and walk around. Walk around the neighborhoods. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I was, when I worked in the grocery store, it was a lady, she would buy rhubarb, and she was telling me about it. She said it's very, very, very bitter or tart. Depends on your palate. But she uses it, or she said her daughter uses it for strawberry rhubarb. Does that make sense? I think that was a long time ago, but I believe that's what she said. And so she was telling me about how bitter it was and this and that. Now, I've never had it. I don't like tart and bitter things though either. But what is the point of adding it or eating it if you have to doctor it up so much? Like, why not just make a strawberry pie? Why do you need rhubarb? Like, what does it add to it? Is it a texture thing? Does it add a good flavor once it's been sweetened? Or let me know. I don't know what temperature it is. Actually did not check. But it's not hot. It's probably 70, 72 at the most, something like that. It's probably not even that hot. I don't really know. But I would safely say 70. Oh, it's kind of like dragon fruit then, huh? You can't eat the pink part. See, I don't want nothing that's tart and sour and bitter. I don't want food bitter. I don't want people bitter. I don't want nothing that's sour, tart, and bitter. Bye, T-Barb. But why use the rhubarb if it's so bitter? Why not just use the strawberry? But okay, because some people do like sweet and sour. I don't like nothing sweet and sour. I don't like nothing salty sweet either. But is that the reason? Is they wanted to sweet and sour? Because I don't know. It just seems like a lot of work to put into something, and it's not really all that good. Like, why are we eating sour stuff right now? More tart? Okay, well, I can understand tart. Because some people do kind of like lemon. Lemon's not sweet, but it adds a lot to whatever you put it with. Except, I do not like lemon on meat, like chicken, lemon, pepper, and all that. I can't. That's just the nastiest thing you ever want to eat. Like, I don't want my meats sour or tart. But you like bitter stuff? Well, not bitter. Tart. If you just eat a rhubarb pie by itself. That makes sense too, Larry Girl. You use what you got. But nowadays, you got to go to the grocery store and buy that kind of stuff. So why are people still eating it? But yeah, that makes sense because my family, not my family, my nuclear family, but my generational family, they were big on the cornmeal because cornmeal was cheap and you can do 150 million things with it. And so we had a lot of cornmeal. Throughout the generations. Oh, mailman go by, FedEx go by. It was traumatized, Carol. It's like me and liver. I had it once as a kid. Ugh, it was the grossest thing in the world. If I ever eat liver again, it's because you hid it in there. Chuck, I can't. Liver is just the worst. Yeah, I can't do sweet and savory. I'm a give me one or the other type thing. You know, I finally had to throw all that stuff away. I had 4 Amazon packages that I showed y'all that long time ago. Them eyelashes and yoga pants and rabbit chew toys and all this type of stuff. Never did know who it was. Called Amazon. They was like, well, you can send it back to us or you can keep it because it might have been a gift. I want to say, child, didn't nobody send me medium-sized yoga pants. Unless they was just trying to be mean. I don't wear a medium, nothing. Lord have mercy. And then eyelash, what am I gonna do with the eyelashes? And rabbit chew toys, I don't have rabbits. Bunnies, hip hops, none of that. Pokemon stickers, dog harness. Like I was getting, somebody was sending me all kinds. Well, they weren't sending it to me. My address ended up on their package. And so it all came to my house. Had phone accessories for a phone I don't have. So I know I didn't order it. It's not in my Amazon history like somebody was on my account by accident or something like that. No, I didn't get charged for it. But they're like, well, you can send it back to us. First of all, the UPS store is 14 miles away. So I am more than likely not about to send that back to you. So that's not going to happen. I went to the UPS store here. That was close enough by for me to walk to. And finally sent off the tarot decks that people won out of the giveaway. So those are on the way. It took a little longer when I was in there. I was like, crap, I need to try to find the email of the person who sent me. Their address is in Canada, and y'all have letters in y'all zip code, and we don't here. And so when I wrote it down, transcribed it from the email, I wrote it down wrong. So it took a little longer, but we got it. And they said for 6 months, the P.O. box is $250 for 6 months. So whenever we get $250, then I will see about trying to get a P.O. box. Now, mind you, I still have one in Florida because I bought that one for a whole year. It's just to get anything from the one in Florida, like you can still send it there, but then I would have to get them to ship it to me here, and they don't do that for free. So you have to pay for the UPS store to mail you your stuff. So we'll see how it works. Well, I don't have one yet. We'll get one eventually. Hi, Ramona. Everything's bad every 2 days, Gabrielle. Coffee's bad for your heart. A study says from the Journal of Medicine in some random place, coffee's good for your heart. Okay, so which one is it? It's always some study some university did, and it's like 4 or 5 people. They tested it on 2 or 3 people, and the next thing you know, it's an emerging truth. Listen, there are generations of people who lived to be 98 years old and ate everything in lard and butter and all this kind of garbage. Then there are people who can eat lard and butter and die at 23. So it's, how your body responds to things is just different than other people. You should know you by now. You should know you well enough to know what it is you can eat and what it is you can't eat. Your genetics have a lot to do with everything. And you can eat, fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and French fries on top of it, and hot sauce and all this kind of garbage, but you don't have to eat it every day. There's a study that says everything is good, and there's a study that says everything is bad. They have a commercial, it's probably on YouTube now, because I ain't seen TV in a long time. It was, the high fructose corn syrup. They have a commercial to let you know that high fructose corn syrup is not bad for you. Well, it's not as bad for you as they say. Because the commercial had these 2 ladies, they were having a birthday party for a bunch of kids. And so one lady was in the kitchen and another lady was standing beside her. She said, "Are you going to serve that?" or something like that. Because you know what they say about those juices, they have high fructose corn syrup in them. And she said, "You know what they say about that?" And the other lady was like, "No, what?" And the other lady couldn't answer her because she was basically, I guess, just one of those people who say, "I read it somewhere," but she doesn't really know the facts. And so the other lady who was doing the pouring, she said that it's not bad for you in moderation. So they basically was telling you you can have all the high fructose corn syrup you want. Just it has to be in moderation. Instead of don't eat that because it packs on belly fat. And so the high fructose corn syrup, even though everybody in the world, I think, had a consensus of opinion, high fructose corn syrup is not the best thing in the world, even in moderation, because it can be addictive. But they said in moderation, it's just fine, which is, I mean, in moderation, I'm sure everything's fine, but that's kind of bullpucky, as Rachel would say. Which, now the new thing is, well, it's not new, they've been doing it, but the high fructose corn syrup, I can't ever say that right. High fructose corn syrup, the HFC, they have I guess it's an well, it kind of goes to that little weird commercial I was talking about. They have sort of an ad campaign against not using it, because if you don't use the HFC, then they use palm oil. And they say in order to get this palm oil, you have to take it from the trees, which means you have to cut the trees down, deforestation, Amazon this, and so it's basically telling you to continue to use the corn syrup to save the trees. Because if you look on the back of stuff nowadays and it's not full of corn syrup, then it's full of palm oil. And the palm oil is what they're getting from the trees and cutting them down, and etc., etc. So that's part of their corn syrup is good for you campaign. But we'll see. Nothing we eat, unless it looks like food, is food. Anything you got wrapped in a package is just chemicals put together. Pretty much. That's why this idea of a food shortage is not something I can wrap my mind around. Half the crap we eat, especially in the United States. I can talk about us. I ain't been nowhere else. Y'all talk about y'all. But here, half the crap we eat, half the crap in these restaurants is not food. It's chemicals. Just strung together with some salt and sugar in it. That's pretty much what it is. Yes, everything in excess is bad. Now, granted, I will say that nutrition is not necessarily a part of our traditional education. Like we learn 1 + 1 is 2, but we don't ever learn nutrition. Even when they send you to health class, it's really an anatomy class. This is what blood is. This is what plasma is. This is what vitamins are. This is what this is. But nobody teaches nutrition unless you take a class on nutrition. which is usually sort of delegated to higher education. Like it wasn't available when I was in school. You can take gym, which gym is just putting on clothes that you wouldn't normally put on and run up and down somewhere, which is why I always got an F. Now, because I did the exercise part, but in order to participate, they say you have to dress out, which means you need to put on shorts or sweatpants or something that's not jeans. And I'm always like, I'm not packing outfits to school to participate in nothing. I wore this. If I can't play basketball in my jeans, then I guess I'm not playing basketball. So anyway, but it's never really a nutrition class. You probably take home ec. Home ec is just teaching you how to cook. I never took that because it was never available. Meanwhile, you gave me geometry, which I never used. You gave me algebra 2, which I never used. You didn't teach me how to do my taxes. They did teach us how to write a check. They did teach us that part. But when I was in school, they also taught you how to write in cursive. They don't teach you that either. That's gone. And that's all I write in. I hated school so very much. I love the learning part, but I hated the structuring part because I couldn't learn like everybody else. Like if you give me a basic, then I can probably figure the rest out myself. But my ADD kick in, it was over. I'm not paying attention to you. I ain't heard nothing you said. Y'all still teach cursive? Good. Because I worked with, in the grocery store that I worked at, it was a lot of high school kids, you know, with the bagger positions and all that stuff that they had. And we were having that conversation because I was writing something in cursive and one of them said, I can't read that. And then the rest of them was like, yeah, we don't learn that. I'm like, you don't learn cursive. Okay. I mean, you don't have to. It's more of an art than it is necessary, but okay. I learned it in my English studies when I was in third or fourth grade, something like that. You know how to join up the letters to each other and so forth and so forth. But they don't teach that, is what he said to me. But I was in Texas. So I'm like, okay. Then I will write in print. Like me in high school were just not friends. Like I got out by the skin of somebody's teeth. And it was just like, Lord, what am I doing here? Am I ever gonna get out of this place? They should learn it. I mean, I think it benefits you. It doesn't hurt. But, you know, like I say, it's more of an art than it is necessary. But, and mind you, let's go back to this too. I didn't read the Constitution until I was grown because they didn't teach me the Constitution either. They taught me what it was, and then we would look up certain things, basically the Bill of Rights, and then we'd memorize it, recite it, the preamble, memorize it, recite it. But what's in the Constitution, all these different amendments? No. I didn't even know what the 25th Amendment was because it's not something we learned. It's kind of like I didn't learn Native American history in history class. I learned Native American history in Oklahoma history. They had a whole separate class for Oklahoma history, which we were required to take. And that's the part where I learned Native American history. You only learned African American history and during Black History Month. And pretty much what that was or consisted of is reports and essays. Go look somebody up, write a report, and or write an essay, turn it in, the end. Didn't know what a cotton gin was until I looked it up. Yeah, I didn't learn any of that. That's, see, Lenny, that's what I'm saying. They all write in print though. And I found that peculiar. Now that you say that, that actually makes me sort of harken back on some of the times where I would see where they the Gen Z, they're not millennials, they're the Gen Zs or whatever it is. When they would sign stuff and they would print their name and it looked peculiar to me because nobody prints their name as their signature. And so now that I think about that, that is peculiar to me. That you would sign your name in print. Because I think, well, I mean, anybody can forge anything, but it's just a lot harder when it's in Scribble Scrabble than it is when you print it. Yeah. See, I don't. Emails are great. I like writing. I do. I like physical writing. I like a physical book. But you know, yes, I'm old. So I like that kind of stuff. Because that's what I was raised with. But everything's a screen nowadays. And computers have added a lot to the world, so I won't say that, they're the worst things that has ever existed. But they have taken away a lot of personal touches. I used to work retail, and if your store is modern, then a lot of the retail jobs are dying. I used to work for Walmart, and if you go into Walmart, they got like two check stands. One express, one regular, and that's it. So, the world changes. We got to change with it. And see, what's interesting is I always had great handwriting, but I can draw. I can do some letters though. I am walking so slow. This is not exercise. But it's a stroll. Oh, Lord. I can't see the screen. Hi, Becca. It is peaceful. This hill is special. To go up the hill again. My ADD is distracting because when I do need to do something, then I can't. And too many things are trying to happen in my brain all at the same time. It's we're gonna we're gonna make a horror movie called The Fields of Crows, rated R. There's gonna be attacking peanuts. Don't call your husband Peanut in front of the crows. They might get the wrong idea. Woman has her husband attacked by crows. I can't watch debates, presidential or otherwise. I don't like interviews. I can't stand to see a person get questioned. It makes me anxious. It's probably a past life thing. Pretty sure it was when I was a witch. Because I don't like big fires either. Probably had witch hunters come to my house and question me. I tried to escape. They were like, why are you running if you're not guilty? And then they burned me. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I'm pretty sure. But I can't watch it. Even somebody like a Trump, if he was being questioned by whoever, like it makes me so anxious to see people question and have to come up with answers and all this. I can't. I didn't watch Obama's debates either. And I knew he would do well. I still couldn't watch it. Because it doesn't matter who it is. And then that's why I can't stand interviews too. I don't mind being questioned so much. What I don't like in retail, we have this. I don't know about anywhere else, but we have these form questions, and they're all garbage, like all of them. And one of them, for example, is tell me about a difficult decision you had to make and what did you learn from it? And, I'm slick with the talk, so I always come up with something, but it's always a lie because it's number one, I get where this is supposed to do. It's supposed to tell you about me. But if you just ask me about me, that would be a lot easier than me trying to come up with some asinine answer for your asinine question. Because to be honest, in my life, I have never had to make a difficult decision. Ever. And maybe it's because I look at it that way. Not because every decision in my life has been easy, but none of them have been so difficult to where I would label it difficult. This is not, Sophie's choice. This is A or B. And when you weigh up the options, it's still either going to be A or B. You're not going to combine the two. It's going to be A or B. And so if you give me multiple choice, I will come up with an answer. Either do it or not. Piss or get off the pot, as they say. So I've never had a difficult decision. Like I can't even, like I always come up with something crazy or goofy or whatever, but it's always been a lie. Every time. And then they say, tell me about a time and tell me about a time. And my life is not, it's not some EKG machine to where it's up and down. It's just flatline. I don't have an eventful life. I live it on purpose that way. Like, I don't know what you want from me. I'm not going to make something up, but I have to if I got to pass this little interview. So, like 3 years ago, I made it up in my mind. If I go for an interview anywhere and we got to start with these questions, then just, thank them for their time, apologize for wasting their time, and then take your behind home. Because I can't. Because it don't tell you nothing about me. It basically tells you how fast I can answer a question. That's really what it does. Because how many interviews, like everybody who has had a job, how many interviews have you been on? You pass the interview, you get in there, you work with somebody who is the worst worker on earth, and you wonder, how in the world did you pass the interview? Because the interview is just a salesmanship. How good can you sell yourself to me so I give you this job? And let's face it, in the world of retail, it is not that hard to sell yourself to them because they more than likely need you more than you need them. So it's not hard to get a retail job, which is why you go in the store and you meet the rudest people in the world. So I'm not doing those anymore. It's not worth it. I'll go do readings full time before I do that. I can't. Hi, Joanne. Like in all my years of management, I never had to interview a person. I had to sit in on it because it was company policy, but I never had to do the interviewing part. I remember one. I gave an answer, and then after I said it, even though it was the truth, in my mind I was thinking, why did you just say that? They asked me what my goals were. And I said, I don't have any. Now, that's not something you tell your future employer, is that you have no goals. Because now it sounds like you have no drive, you have no determination, you're a loser or whatever. You have no goals. And I said, the reason I have no goals, I did explain it, but it still was not something you should say. But again, like I said, it was the truth. So I was kind of tired of BSing by that point. So I was being interviewed by 3 different people at the same time, too, which was annoying in itself. But anyway, I said, I don't have any goals. The reason I don't have any goals is because the things that I've wanted to do, I've done. So I've reached my goal. Like, I don't know. I'm not ambitious. I will say that. I'm not, and not because, I have no drive, but because what the hell do I need ambition for? I'm not trying to be city councilman. I'm not even trying to be the best reader on YouTube. I'm me. I'm trying to be happy. And so since I'm happy, I've reached my goal. So I don't know what else you want from me. I don't want to be an astronaut. I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be Judge Pirro. I'm me. I'm happy. That's what I want to be. And so that's why I have no goals. Now, she said, well, do you have dreams? I was like, yeah. Like I do have a dream one day to visit someplace outside of the US. That's it though. I don't want to go there and discover the lost ark, and I don't want to go there and, be the ruler of their nation. I just want to go there and look around, eat some stuff, and go back home. Like, I don't have a complicated life because, like I said, I live it that way. It's simple. So what do you want from me? That's what I want to do. What I want to do, I've done. I've been places. I've left Oklahoma. That was my #1 goal. I've done that. I've seen things. I've been to the Grand Canyon. I've been all these different little, and that wasn't the goal. Is I've been places. I've seen some stuff, but outside of the country is the only other thing that I want to do. That's it. And go into space. But then again, I don't want to go into space as a living person. I want to go kind of in spirit form. Since spirit has no clock, I get to walk around and just go. I don't want to go in a spacesuit because, there's no peripheral. You can't look around, you can't dig, you can't do nothing. You can't survive. No. I want to be able to walk around the moons of Saturn. That's a dream. But no, I don't want to be an astronaut to do it though. So if they want to hear that, I could have told them that, but I'm sick of form questions. Tell me about yourself. That's the easiest interview in the world. Because all I got to do is say a couple sentences and that's it. Because the two things that every retail manager loves, I have. I have experience and I have no kids. So, and an open schedule. What do you want? So after that, it's like, okay, when can you start? It's like, oh, my name is Johnny. I've been doing retail for 22 years. They love that sound. That sounds like you've been in it a long time. Just because you've been doing something a long time don't mean you've been doing it right the whole time. But I say I've been doing it for 22 years. I don't have any kids. I'm not married. So I have an open schedule. When they want me to come in, I can come in. I live down the street. They love that kind of stuff. Because that sounds like I can call you up at a moment's notice and you'll be here. No, I'm not answering any more form questions, period. If I see that's where the interview's going, like I say, thank them for their time, apologize for wasting their time, and then go home. Because I'm not sitting through any more tell me a story interviews. No. If you want a story, read a book. If you want a worker, hire me. Can't do it anymore. Not doing it anymore. Oh, these are bird eggs. That's a little bitty. Where's the nest at? I couldn't be a flight attendant though. First off, I'm too big to get through them aisles. Lord, I swear every plane is too small for me. But I don't want to work. See, I've never worked food service either in all my customer service years. Hungry people are a lot different than people in a grocery store. They could be hungry too, but they're not waiting on food. They're waiting on you to check them out and then they go home. When you're in a restaurant, you're waiting on food, you become a whole different kind of person. No, I never dream of winning the lottery. But I've never dreamed of being rich though either. Like that's not a thing that has ever run through my mind of being rich. So no, I haven't. They are calming, but I think somebody's about to start cutting a tree, so we might have to cut this short. They need to cut that one that's about to fall in the street. Yeah, I mean, I could find some stuff to do with some lottery winnings, but that wasn't a question. Do I ever dream about it? No. I don't know, because I don't really, I don't know, I don't think like that. Sure, $100 million would be fantastic. You know, $6 million after taxes, but but it would be fantastic. But it's just not something I think about. It was, well, I take that back actually. I still have this. Okay, this can be on my dream board. This is the cause that I wanted to create. If I had like regenerating deep pockets, like a Warren Buffett type of thing, or Bill Gates, or Jeff Bezos, or Oprah, to where you're filthy rich, and no matter how much you spend, you're still filthy rich. So this is what I would like to do. This was one of my dreams, is to take families, not just grown people. You gotta be grown people with kids. To take families that have lost everything due to storms or foreclosure or whatever, and start them over in life. Like the list of stuff I wanted to do. First, either find them a house or build them a house. Get them a car, if they don't have one. Some sort of transportation back and forth. Because like I say, you have kids. So some sort of transportation back and forth. Get them a financial advisor. That way they can learn how to protect themselves going forward. And how to spend money. Not just spend money, but how to spend money is also one of them educations we don't get in school. So get you a financial advisor. Give you $10,000 so you can start to make payment arrangements on stuff that you need to make payment arrangements for. Just because you are homeless does not mean you have no debts. So you work with your financial advisor to see how you can get yourself back in the green. Or back in the black, I think it is. And so that's what I want to do. Like furnish the house and all that kind of stuff. But not, like the house is not in their name, so it's not their house. For the purposes of, if they, let's say for instance, they had kids, but those kids are 13 or something. So 5 years, those kids all leave the house and it's just them two. They want to downsize. Now you're in a position to where you can go downsize because you have the money to go do so. You can go buy your own house or whatever. Then we can take that house you were in and give it to somebody else. So all you need to do is pay the property tax while you're there instead of a mortgage. So that's what I would do. That is my dream. If I had Warren Buffett pockets, that's what I would do. Or I should say Jeff Bezos, since he's the richest man in the world. Regenerating money too, to where he's pretty much never going to be poor. So that's what I would do. If I can spend and not care. But, like I said, I never really thought to go try to be rich. No. Common sense is not common. I think it is. Everybody has it. You just pile ridiculousness on top of it. Because brainwashing will kill common sense. Think this way, not for yourself. So then common sense goes out the window. HUD secretary. Well, that's what I think, but, this is probably why I don't have gajillions of dollars. Because I'd probably be broke in 10 days. I'd be happy, though. I'd still be happy. So it'd be worth it. Yes, brainwashing will kill common sense. Because brainwashing tells you don't think for yourself. Don't use deductive reasoning. Do what I tell you to do. Going to believe me or your lying eyes. Hi, somebody. Lucille. That's crazy. 22 billion. And like I say, What is it in this world that you cannot buy with $100 million except something that costs $100 million? And at that point, do you need it? It's still there. It's just not reported. People do wonderful things still all the time. When I lived in Mississippi, it was a man and his wife, I assume, would come in the store. They'd buy their stuff, no matter how much their stuff cost. They would always buy the stuff of the person behind them. Always. No matter how much stuff they had. Always. But you want to know what never made the news? That story. So humanity and goodwill towards your fellow man is still there. We just don't report that part. Yeah, he's over there chatting away. Big bright blue feathers too. But it's still there. We just don't hear that part. We get to hear, Goldman Sachs this and a Bernie Madoff that, to where it sounds like, we're still surrounded by nothing but thieves in this world. Not just this country, but this world. And no, because that man is not alone in this world, to where no matter how much stuff he had, he always paid for the person behind him too. And then when you do that, sometimes it would start the domino effect, to where they were paying it forward. And okay, he paid for mine, I'll pay for the person behind me. And then the person behind them will pay for the person behind them. Sometimes that would work. But, it was always a lovely thing to see. And especially because it also, I don't know, to me at that time, living in Mississippi, surrounded by Confederate this and damaged educational that, it was nice to see him do that for a plethora of people. Black, Hispanic, white, whatever. It didn't matter what color you were, your gender, it didn't matter, social, economic. He paid for your stuff. That was lovely to see. That in the midst of Mississippi was still lovely people. And he wasn't trying to sell you nothing. He didn't give you no Jehovah's Witness pamphlet afterwards. He was just paid for your stuff, and then they said thank you. He said no problem, and he went on about his business. See, that's my thing too. It's like if you have, a big windfall, take care of yourself first. Like, I understand charity is a good thing, but, and God will bless you for blessing others, but you also have the initial blessing, so you do need to take a little something from it, or a lot from it, whatever it is you want to do, because it is yours, mind you. Like, it's nice to be nice, but it's also good to be good to yourself, because you have to take care of you before you can try to take care of anybody else. So, put you something away. That way you got you some emergency funds too. Some FU money, as we call it in the street. And then buy you whatever it is you're going to buy. And then give the rest away. Because that's actually how, take you to church for a second. That is how God's blessing actually works. Because it says filling your cup to where it is pressed down, which means it is filled to the top. It is shaken together, which means there are no holes. You have no lack, you have no need. You don't even have wants. Everything you want, you have. Everything you need, you have. Pressed down, shaken together. Everything that's running over is for somebody else. So everything that you have in excess, because again, you still need to take care of you. So make sure your life is secure. Everything else is for everyone else. That's how it's supposed to work. So if you have $10 million, you don't have to give all 10 million away. If all you gave away was 38.50, that's still fine. Because your needs and your wants are met. Everything else is for everyone else. Unless you're like me and you give it all away anyway because you don't want to say no. Well, I can't say no, especially to certain people. My niece asked me for $20 yesterday or the day before. They all make more money than I do. I think one makes $27 an hour. The other one makes 22. One makes 15. I think I made $11.75 when I lived in Florida. it's like everybody made more than me. But you need something, you got it. And that's pretty much how I am with anybody, though. If you express a need, you didn't ask me, mind you. All you said is, damn, I need a shirt for band practice. I'm buying you a shirt for band practice. You didn't ask me for nothing. But if you say you need something around me and I can give it to you, I'm going to give it to you. I don't care who you are. That's how you stay blessed, too. Give with a happy heart. And don't walk by talking about, hey, you remember when I gave you 88 cents in line yesterday? I just want you to remember. I didn't ask you for it. I just want you to remember I gave it to you. Don't do that. That's true, Judy. I went to one, the very last church I went to. That is the reason I left. Single mother with 4 kids. Walks into church. Says her light bill is $319. She don't have the money to pay it. Can you help her pay it? They said we can help her with food, but we cannot give her any money. Well, unless she can take this can of corn down to the light company and pay her bill, that ain't gonna help. So I felt, because like I said, you can't judge a person's spirit, but you can judge their actions. I felt that their priorities were wrong. And I said this, I think it was me, Jason, Adrian were talking. I said church, the separation of church and state is in the Bible. God commanded the king to take care of the security of the people. So it's government. The church was supposed to take care of the welfare of the people. So all your Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, social programs are supposed to come from the church, which they kind of do because the church is the people. So i.e. socialism. So we're supposed to pool our money together to take care of those who need help. That's what we're supposed to do, saith the Lord. So you are supposed to take care of the security if you are the king and the welfare if you are the church. So when this single mother with 4 kids pay her light bill is $319, and your church, mind you, is debt free. And you got a big old plaque on the wall that said I think it was 2007. In 2007, in this debt-free church, they helped to support 239 missionaries. They don't support alone, but they help to support 239 missionaries, and they've given $1 million in 1 year. In 1 year. And the church is not that big. It's like, it seats a bunch of people, but the population is not that big. But they got some good pockets in there. Some of that old Hollywood money. And so you help to support 239 missionaries. In 1 year, you gave $1 million so that they can preach the gospel all around the world. In China, Botswana, and all these different places. But the person who lives in your neighborhood has 4 kids that she's trying to feed by herself, comes into your church and says she needs 309. You didn't have to give her the money. Go to the light company and pay it. If you don't believe her, if you just want to protect your assets, whatever the case may be. But you got $1 million that you can help somebody to go preach. But you can't edify your own congregation. I don't understand that. And so that was my last day there. Because your priorities are jacked up. Like severely jacked up. And that sounds like one of those. Well, anyway, I won't dog them out, but that to me was just. That was sacrilegious almost. And then, mind you, here's another church. My sister goes to this church, this other church in Oklahoma. They built some very, very, very nice houses in Oklahoma. They built some houses like down the street from their church. And these houses house single mothers who are like getting out of abusive relationships or getting out of rehab even, or whatever the case may be. But they house the people who need a place to stay until they can get back on their feet. That's a church. They don't preach damnation and you're a horrible person because they're a God's love type of church. It's called People's Church. I've been once, but I'm not a church person, so it wasn't something I was going back to. Yes, thoughts and prayers. All right. Hopefully it's not the same thoughts and prayers y'all think are going to stop bullets, but thoughts and prayers. Yeah, pray for her. Pray that $319 just disappears. So yes, they destroyed my church relationship for $319. But it was probably the straw that broke the camel's back. I question too much. Yeah. Because all you got to do is show somebody the example of godly love and they will follow you. You don't need to hound them into the dirt with your messages of spiritualism. God is enough. They'll see it on you. They will recognize us by our love, is how it says. That's all they need. You don't have to tell them what kind of denomination you are and all this type of stuff. Emmanuel, do you want them to come back to you? Then ask them. If they say no, move on. Nobody wants to be harassed. But nobody needs to beg either. There's 7 billion people on earth. You ain't got to beg nobody for nothing. Because even if we did reading, and the reading said, oh yes, absolutely, they'll come back to you. How are they coming back to you? Do they just know to do so, or did you ask them? Did you tell them? Did you talk to them? Letter, fax, email, smoke signal, little bird. What are you going to do? There's 1,000 ways to say hi. Use one. Thank you, JC. Yeah, question authorities in the Hierophant. Surrounding is not a good thing. Actually, it is, because it lets you know where they stand. But ask them. Like I said, it's 1,000 ways to say hi, use one. If they come back to you, then great. If they don't, fine. 1,000 ways to say hi to somebody else. That doesn't mean you get over it in 12 hours, or 12 days, or 12 weeks. But you do need to get over it at some point. You don't have to beg nobody for nothing. No one has to love you. Move on to someone else. Oh good, they're not cutting the tree. There's a branch hanging or something. Like, great, you're gonna cut a tree, make all this noise? And then I say, oh, this is the quiet street. There's been 439 cars coming down the street today. I was a preacher. I still am. I just have a different message is all. That's what I was called to do. I asked God what he wanted me to do. He said preach. Now, I took that the wrong way when I was in church. I thought what that meant is I needed to study to be a preacher slash pastor. A pastor is different than a preacher. The preacher, just take off the T or take off the P and put the T. It's just a teacher. That's all a preacher is. They just teach. A pastor has a church. They lead, guide, direct. They pray for you, they this for you, they that for you. A preacher is a traveling teacher. So that's what a preacher is. So that's what I do. I just don't teach the same thing as organized religion. which is what I figured I had to do when I was in the church, because that's what made sense to me. But God didn't say be a pastor, he said be a preacher. And so that's what I am. I just teach a little differently. That's all. Because God is still love, God is still good. That's still in my message. You ain't ever heard me say God doesn't exist, or some other little demonic message that people think I push out there because I read tarot cards. Like, oh, you're evil and you're going to hell. Well, if I'm evil and going to hell, you're going first. So I'll see you when I get there. Am I ready for fall and snow? I am absolutely 100% ready for fall and snow. It's nice now. The sun is still high. It feels like the evening though, because it's not hot. Southern churches are so special. Ain't nothing like a southern church. I am ready for, I would say I'm ready for the weather change. The weather has changed here. At nighttime, it's like low 60s, 50s. Like that's cool. The leaves are not changing just yet, but that's because, as you can see, there's nothing but blue sky. So there's no clouds, there's no rain, there's no frost. I mean, you still got a few changes, but it's not really. It's not here yet. So I'm ready. The trees are nice. Now I can see. It stopped raining where it was. Okay, just got a text message. Oh, there's some more red little trees. Now that I noticed them, I'm noticing them everywhere. See, but like we have, okay, hopefully I won't come down with gangrene if I touch it. But we got a few leaves that are doing this thing here with the red and the browns. But the majority are still, I mean, it's just what the first day of fall was yesterday, technically. So we still got some time for them to change. And I'm pretty sure once the weather really, really changes, then I know what you meant, Sharon. But it's lovely. I'm glad there's trees here, though. And not just houses and buildings. There's no people. The dog walkers don't come to the afternoon or like late afternoon, 3 or 4. That's why I go try to get my walk over with before they all come out. How about we just change the subject altogether? Like, no more talking about it, no more typing about it. Move on to something else. This is my news-free week, too. I'll post a community post on Thursday. Not Thursday. Why did I say Thursday? What's happening Thursday? Nothing, I don't think. On no more pastor preacher questions, move on to something else. So I'll put a thing on Saturday for if anyone wants to leave a question. But keep in mind, I am not watching the news. I'm not looking up the news all week. This is my news-free zone for the rest of the week. I don't want to hear nothing about Trump. I don't want to see his face. I don't want to hear his name until Sunday. I didn't do any readings. I'm not doing any readings until Sunday. So if I do a live chat or a live stream and I'm at the computer, then we're not talking politics. It's just, it's an ugly energy right now. It's like, I'm tired of it. It's exhausting. Because it's like sitting in a chair. Well, no, it's not like, because it is exactly like sitting in a chair, wondering what has he done now? What is he going to do next? And then you get the same panic questions. Is he going to stay in office forever? Martial law, is he going to kill us all? Like, I'm tired of it. It's exhausting. It's just... I don't know. And I get that. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. That's what I had to say. I don't want to do it. Oh no, it's an injured bee in the street. You ain't gonna make it, boo. That's what I'm doing. I got the day to myself today. Out here soaking up some nature. As a homebody, this is outside of my element. But I figured I'd walk off my fried rice, which I think I've done. But and so, since I'm not going to the store, I can bring my stick back outside. And so, I'm done. I'm done being exhausted with that person. I am on vacation. Can I say something? I don't want nobody to be in their feelings about this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Why do the smallest people drive the biggest cars? That child was two and a half, and got in this bus. Oh, Jesus, I bet you got a phone book in there. I bet you do. Bet money. I bet you $38.16 you got a phone book in that car. And some elevated pumps. I bet you. I mean, she was two and a half. Pumpkin cinnamon rolls. Take the pumpkin out and then give me one too. I got some cinnamon rolls in there and I ate one yesterday. Jesus, it was good. I might have just been hungry too. That's probably what it was. That child was two and a half. I mean, she was little. She could have crawled under the bus. She got right on in that driver's seat and drove away. I bet you that ain't her car. She gonna be on the news. Somebody, a little kid, that took her mama car. She wanted some Baskin Robbins. I bet you. I had a cinnamon roll yesterday. The only thing it was missing is I didn't have any icing on the top. You didn't need any though, because it had its, little glaze. It was from the grocery store. It wasn't one I made or nothing. I ain't Betty Crocker, but it did have its little, I guess the little glaze it comes with. And I put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds or so. Enough for it to loosen up. Man. See, 5'9" is not short. This child was two and a half. I kid you not. I'd put it on camera next time I see her, but I think that's rude. So she was two and a half. She looked like she should be in a, what you call them, baby seat in the car seat or something. Facing the other direction. That's somebody's baby. She ain't got no business in that car. You know you can't see over that steering wheel. You can't even hold it with your hands. Show me your 10 and 2. Show it to me. I want to see it. She was two and a half. She can't play limbo, just walk underneath it. She win every time. Yes, I want some cream cheese icing. I may have to go buy some. But I ain't got but one left. That's all right. I can get some icing on that one. I walk everywhere too. Don't put me behind the wheel or nothing. I don't care what it is. Car, bike, scooter, motorcycle, tricycle. I'm running something over. That's why I couldn't be in the hover round commercial. Like, oh Lord, he knocked over the Statue of Liberty. That's me. Sure would've. I'd have found a way to do it. I'm walking down the street right now. I almost just got ran over because this is the street. Look behind me. There's the street. I'm standing right in the middle of it like I own it. But that's me. Just oblivious. Doing too much talking. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. We got to talk about that. Why not? Yeah, Melly. See, where I live, the essentials are close by. If you want anything outside of that, then, well, you don't have to get in the car. The bus stop is close by too. But I've never rode a bus in my whole adult life, so I don't know nothing about catching one. Well, that's good, Sharon. About to backing up. I mean, I guess if I truly just took the time to figure it out, I can figure out how to catch the bus because there's a map system to it, but it's never been necessary in my adult life, which is probably why I never did it. Because everything I needed to get to, I could walk to. Like I never, even when I had to go like downtown for Department of Records or something of that nature, I always had somebody to take me. Because the last couple of places that I lived did not have a good transit system, so it was not even an option to try to get a bus somewhere. Oklahoma had a good bus system, but it stopped running at a certain time. But here, I don't know how it works. Now I got one cinnamon roll left. I am very tempted to just keep going down this hill, which I'm not, and just go get me some icing. But I only have one cinnamon roll left, so I ain't going. I do kind of want to go because I want some brownies too. I don't have anything sweet. I have scones, but I don't want those. I don't have ice cream. Okay, so I'm not going. I do have something. Oh yeah, yeah, I did have an earthquake in LA. I seen that. Or somewhere. That was a week ago or so, wasn't it? We had one when I lived in Richmond. No, two when I lived in Richmond. Oh Lord, there's these brownies. They're just from the grocery store though, but Sweet Mary and Joseph, they are so fantastic because they're fudge brownies too. So like everything about it is chocolate. They have one with the cream cheese icing and chocolate chips on top. But I thought instead of getting that one, because then I would be extra fat, I just got the one with the chocolate icing on the top because that made a difference for for some reason. That makes a difference. So I think what I'm gonna do though is go get that anyway, because it had cream cheese icing and chocolate chips on top. That sounds phenomenal. Now I worked for the phone company. There was this lady, she had a cake business. And she basically, she made everything from scratch. And so whatever you wanted, she would make it. So she had a cake she called the Johnny cake. I said, I want a white cake with chocolate chips all throughout it, with white icing and then caramel drizzle on the top, and then chocolate chips on it. So she made that. Oh Lord, I sat there, I ate that whole thing. So If y'all ever hear I died early, that's why. It's because I'm full of chocolate cake and chocolate chips and ice creams and happiness. That's why. It ain't good for you, so I'll probably kick the bucket early, but I'll be all right though. I'll be back in a whole nother form, but I'll be back. Caramel brownie flavored coffee. Wow. I had one from Amazon. Oh, what was the name of that company? I can't remember. Don Francisco or Francisco, something like that, I think. And they make all these ridiculously, deliciously, fantastically sounding flavors. Like, raspberry chocolate truffle and oatmeal raisin cookie, macadamia nut sprinkle or so. It's like, it's just most elaborate, ridiculous, fantastic flavors. And they're decaf. So they got down with my get down. So I've tried a whole bunch of them. Hello, Wisconsin. If I could see your name, I could say more than that, but I can't see. But I got some just regular Amazon coffee now, and then I'm trying all the flavor creamers they got for the season. The I don't want nothing pumpkin, but I can do with some peppermint and candy cane and all that kind of stuff. And I got one now that's, I think, sugar cookie. And then I got a caramel macchiato something something. But I always get the smallest one because I'm just trying it. In case it's nasty, I can just pour it out and don't feel bad about it. Even though everything in Pittsburgh costs $7. I swear that's all they know. I went and got some hash browns. These hash browns should be $1.99, but no, $4 for some hash browns. It's like a pack of 10 or something like that. I should probably not walk under these trees. That made a heavy thud sound when it hit the ground. And there are acorns getting knocked out by an acorn live on YouTube. Lord Jesus. Be down for the count. Ooh, Lord. Can y'all hear him? Jesus Christ. Knock you in the head. $4 and you get 10, but $4. I think that's crazy. I got some milk. I need some more. Because here's the problem with me and the buying of milk. So I went and got the milk. And I got some Frosting Flakes. Because Jay Rivera asked, made me want some Frosting Flakes because he was talking about it. So I understand how when I talk about food, then y'all get hungry because that's what happened to me. So I went and I got some Frosted Flakes and got some milk. And, if you get milk, you might as well get some cookies too. So I did that. And then got home, poured a glass of milk, drank it, and was like, oh, wait, let me pour another one. And then dunked some cookies in it, drank that. And now it's half gone, and I ain't even opened the box of cereal yet. It's still in there. So I had to go get some more. And mind you, everything is expensive. Everything. Yes. $45, yes. And it ain't gold plated or nothing. And so I'm like, Jesus, why is everything high? Everything is $7. Everything. Everything. What you want? You want some air? You want some sunshine? $7, please. Everything $7. And so I need some more milk. However, when I'm walking from the store, everything either needs to fit in that bag or be light enough to where I don't feel like I just carried the Rock of Gibraltar up the hip to get back to the house. Like, I ain't going to Calvary. I'm just trying to go home. I don't need to have no broke back syndrome just to walk no milk up this hill. So I don't ever get the big one. I always get the regular size. But man, and nobody believes in whole chocolate milk here. You know, I ain't had whole chocolate milk. Well, I have, but I don't see it regularly in the store here. When I lived in Texas, they had tons of it. Moved to Mississippi, it's all 1%. Like, explain to me the brainstorming process of making milk. You not making, well, getting milk. Taking all the milk out of it to where it's now 1%. Selling the white water for somebody to use and still get to call it milk. Then you fixed your ignorant hands to put some cocoa powder in it and make chocolate milk out of this white water. You must be crazy. You must be two kinds of crazy and neither one of them know how to make no chocolate milk. You need you some whole cow teddy milk, put it in the glass, put you some chocolate, and be done with it. Don't start pasteurizing, homogenizing, taking all the milk out of it. Like, what's wrong with your life? Lord. I thought about getting one of them little pulley cart things, but I don't know. I don't want one. I thought about it. Yeah, because my whole arm, because what I'm walking up the hill now, so I'm out of damn breath. For a whole American dollar shit. And so I'm walking up the hill. I try to walk straight up instead of slouched over. So I try to walk straight up. So when you're walking straight up, it's a lot harder. And pulling a bag at the same time is even harder, especially when it's full of milk and juice. You know what? I wonder what the cost to the farmers are. That's what I used to use as a backpack. I just ordered one from a friend of mine in Texas, and so 35. They might be back of shit, but that's what I was going to say. Is I wonder what the cost is to these farmers who raising all these tree nuts and things. Pistachios are actually seeds and not nuts, but still, besides the point. Like, what is the cost to where you can buy a bag of peanuts for 99 cents and get, 900 pounds of those, but you ask a sucker for a cashew or a pecan or almond, the next thing you know, they're $7.99 an ounce. Like, why? Like, why? Do you have to grow these on the bottom of the ocean? What's happening? Jesus. Pecans, $10 a bag. Bag as big as your pinky finger. $10. Like, Lord. I'd do better to stand under this walnut tree. They are expensive. I do love a pistachio, though. You can't buy them unless they're on sale. That's crazy. Like, why are you so expensive? Just for you to break half my teeth? hit our 2 hour mark. That's good. Oh, it's 170 likes. Thank you so much for clicking like on the thing. Oh, my lotion's being delivered today. Praise God. I got this lotion from this company. Actually, I went to the perfume shop and I got this one of these little, you know how they on the counter, little impulse buys. It was a little hand cream. Oh, let me see if I can't ever get the name of this dang thing. Oh, it's too small to see. It's like Dionysus or something of that nature. It's like a goat milk hand cream type of thing. But the smell is phenomenal. And all I got right now is Palmer's cocoa butter. And I picked up the one that's unscented. And I got up this morning. My whole face was dry as it could possibly be. So I needed lotions. And I didn't feel like putting on Vaseline all over my face. I love black skin, but Lord Jesus, if it's dry, it shows to everybody. Because you got all this dark skin and these white flakes everywhere. I'm like, okay, so I can't go outside, looking like somebody threw me in the trash. So get yourself together. Oh, red bird. Yes. I mean, super dry. I had a coconut lotion. That one didn't work. I had a African lotion. That one didn't work. And I'm like, if you listen, what kind of skin do I have that you can't even moisturize Africans? Like, what's happening right now? But there was this one by Gold Bond. It's $9 a bottle, no matter where you get it. Amazon, anybody is on $9, but it works. And it's in a gold bottle, and it's got like every kind of nut butter, shea butter, almond butter, coconut butter, tree butter, grass butter, all the butters is in there. And it works. But I don't ever get that one because why get something that works when you should get something that don't work? So I'm gonna have to go back to that one because I know it works. But it's really just for my hands and face because I don't really give a shit about nothing else. But my hands and my face, they get dry, super ashy. Oh, there's Amazon bringing my stuff. That's way down the street. But I mean, I get super ashy. And like I say, when you got dark skin, it show. And mine, I get dry. Can y'all see? It's right here, right in the middle of my face. And so between my eyes, it's like somebody just took a chalk and just chalked my whole face. And then the skin is flaky. Yeah, ain't that pretty? And then up here on the top of the forehead, it's all over in there too. And then the webs of my hands, like I've been punching brick rocks all day. Then these old ashy knuckles. It's like, oh, it's so fun. I mean, it's nice not to be sunburned so quickly, but man, you put your hands in some water, you get ashy. in some water, in whatever kind of water. Don't take a whole shower because your whole body gonna be whole ashy. Your whole everything ashy. I mean super ash. But this lotion, it smells good. I'm not sure if it's gonna solve my ash problem, but I like the smell more than I like anything else. And you know me and smells. I like smells. It's got honeysuckle and honey. That's the, or honeysuckle and vanilla, something like that. That's the one I ordered. Me too, Adrian. Me too. I got a cocoa butter sitting on my desk at all times on that table, just for that. And mind you, like when I use the Florida water has not just to mention water, which makes you ashy, but it has alcohol in it too. So that dries your skin out too. And then I have the cards. A lot of them have powder on them so that the cards don't stick together. And so that gets all over your hands and you look ashy too. So this can't win for losing. I'm not wearing a hat. I can't stand stuff on top of my head. It drives me crazy. Then I'll start fiddling with it the whole time. But this is as much sun as I'm getting because I'm going back in the house and I ain't leaving till I have to. Then really if you go to work, you just go from one building to the next. I don't work outside, so. You can't win for losing. Unless I use Vaseline. Vaseline, like, see, Avon don't work for me. Avon and Mary Kay, they're not specifically formulated for, I won't say black people's skin, but dry skin, not dry skin like we have it, dry skin. You got to, black people's skin and black people's hair need special products. They just do. They need super special products because everything we got get dry. This is how to straighten white people hair. Y'all can use a flat iron. We can use flat irons too. But this is why we have metal hot combs. Like you got to come with some serious stuff if you're trying to do anything with our skin and hair. Like you can't put on Jergens. Jergens ain't got nothing on nobody black skin. Oil of Olay, that ain't for us. Like they can have a brown person on the bottle, and I'm telling you right now, that ain't for us. That ain't for me. Let me say it that way. That ain't for me. Because my niece can use it, but she red bone, so I can't use it. My skin laughs at oil of Olay, so it don't work. I had a hot comb treatment one time. That was special. And they were like, don't get your hair wet or you're going to undo the whole thing. We ain't ever did that again, I'll tell you that much, though. And see, if I was going to use oil, then I might as well just use Vaseline. Because my thing with the oil is it leaves me shiny and slick. Because it doesn't really absorb a whole lot. It just kind of lays on the top. It kind of lathers. And so if I use Vaseline, Vaseline works. I got a Vaseline with cocoa butter in it and all that, this and that. But if I'm gonna use that, then I'll be shiny like a new penny. I'll also be sticky. Like if it's something flying through the air, God forbid pollen or whatever else, it's all stuck. It's stuck on you. Yeah, there's a brand called Kiss My Face. It's supposed to be like better for your skin because the skin on your face is different than the rest of the skin on your body. And so it's supposed to be better for your skin. Do I get dry? Actually, I do. I do. That's well, not really. Yes, that's part of my allergy. I get itchy eyes and dry eyes. I had eczema once upon a time. When I left the area, though, then it went away. Hi, Gandalf. But this brand that I just bought, at the very least, it smells. I have to have the smell too. Like I have a unscented cocoa butter lotion, which I don't even know how you do. That's some witchcraft for you right there. How you take the smell out of cocoa beans, but I got one of those, and it's all right. But you use Vaseline as under makeup. How does it work? Do you like put it on first? Does it help you like take the makeup off afterwards? And I tell you the story. Back in the day, I used to, well, I won't say I used to wear makeup. I used to wear eyeliner. So I thought it made me look interesting. I was so very wrong, but I liked it. Because I like dark eyes. And so when I was about 19, 20 or so, I'd get up. I lived in Las Vegas at the time, which is a bad place to live if you're a teenager or if you fast. If y'all know what fast means, ask your black friends in the chat. And so there I get, right across the street is the Luxor Hotel, the big black pyramid with the Sphinx in the front. And so I get up and I'd put on regular clothes is what I thought. But there's a difference between jeans and those jeans. And so I put those jeans on. And I stand in the mirror and put it on, put the eyeliner on incorrectly. But I'd put it on, go walking around the strip, being fast. Oh, those were the days. But when you're a teenager, you think, you're impervious. Don't nothing touch you. So that's what I did. I used to love eyeliner. I thought it was just the neatest thing. Like I couldn't stand nothing else. I wouldn't put on lipstick or nothing, but I liked eyeliner. I still do. I wouldn't dare put it on. It just ain't for me. But mm, and see that's what both Gonga and Jen said is I have to put lipstick on at least. And Gonga said I look dead without my lipstick, so I had to put my lipstick on. Yes, that's you know what, Sunshine. That is where my initial inspiration came from. Is I would put the eyeliner on because I love the way it looked in like old Egyptian photos, or not Egyptian photos, but of Egyptians in photos when they're all dressed up with their garb and whatnot. Now I actually had pink lips once. This was by accident. Vaseline, back to them, makes a rose tinted lip balm. And so I just, was just picking one up and put it on, and baby, I mean pink. I mean, it was still just lip balm, but Lord have mercy. You just swore up, down, sideways, and across. I put on some Revlon. I said, you better have pink lips. And you better take them pink lips off. Lord. Be a boy. Well, the natural thing is back. It's just that everybody don't do it. Natural takes a lot of money too. People think, it's cheaper to just go natural. Not really. I mean, it's cheaper to go natural and unkept, sure, but just natural? Not really. You got to be, you still got to keep that up. No, I haven't had the Beekman. I forget the name. I mean, I can't pronounce the name, but there's some goat milk brand, but I love the smell. You know a smell I really, really like? Bath and Body Works has a scent called gingham. Okay, I love those. And I got all of the hand soap and my hand sanitizer are gingham. Yes, natural hair products. Like I say, if you want to go natural and unkept, then it ain't gonna cost you nothing. But if you want it to still look nice, according to you, then you still have to pay some money. I love gingham. That is a fantastic scent. I got like 5 of the little hand sanitizers for $8 or whatever it was. I love those. Tom Ford is expensive. Tell him to. Now, see, makeup. I said this a long time ago, I guess even before it was PC. Shoes are shoes, clothes are clothes, and makeup is makeup. If you sell it mainly to women, fine, you can call it a women's garment or women's shoes or women's this, but if a person's foot can fit inside of it, then anybody can wear it. If a man want to wear high heels, let him wear high heels. Let him wear lipstick if he want to wear lipstick. Let him wear blush if he want to wear blush. Just like if a woman want to wear boxers, let her wear boxers. Let her wear jeans, let her wear pants, let her wear slacks, let her wear a suit. It doesn't have to be a pantsuit or a women's suit. It could be a regular suit and tie. If that's what she want to wear, let her wear it. It's clothes. You can attribute a gender to it if that's something you gotta do. Go ahead. But if a man want to wear high heels, let him wear high heels. What business is it of yours? Them ain't your feet. Them is his foots. If he want to put high heels on his foots, let him do so. If you want to wear a suit and a tie instead of a pantsuit, wear a suit and a tie. Like, you do you, boo. You stay out my clothes, especially when you ain't buying them. Ain't none of your business. Where's my battery at? I'm just walking like it ain't gonna ever die. Okay, we do one more loop around. Exactly, your money, your choice. You do what you want to do. Yes, and men's clothes tend to be more comfortable because they're not made for hugging. It's like everybody don't want to be in a shirt that fits like a straitjacket. And then what are you giving men so much room in their shirts for when they ain't got boobs? It's like, why? Why you got all this hip space and this boob space and you ain't got either one? Yes, it does smell fresh. I love that scent. I think I'm gonna get what I what I usually do. This is very. I know this is not a very economical thing to do or economical. I always buy the body sprays and use them as house spray. Like I like perfume and cologne, but body sprays don't tend to last long for me, or at least I can't smell it. And so I always use it and just spray it around the house. Because I always spray something like every 10 seconds anyway. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Because right now I got you heard that it's a spray called Bod from back in the day. I mean, back in the day. They still sell it. It's in the cheap stores now, but I buy that and just spray it around the house. It smells like cologne. Mm-hmm. Get you some poopery too. It's basically citronella you spray in the toilet stool. But I got one of those. I got two body sprays. No, I don't. I threw the other one away. Yeah, I threw the other one away. No, I used it. It was a Calgon Morning Glory. That's what it was. And that used to be my house spray. Yeah, Poopery is it works very well too. I got a 3-pack from Amazon. They claim to have scents, but they're all the same smell. Oh, you know what I tried? Back to food. I tried that oat milk that y'all told me was so good. Yeah, I can't with that. I tried one. It was the vanilla, and I tried it by itself just to see what it tastes like. I tried it in the coffee. Well, it wasn't nasty, but here's the thing. I use creamer because creamer also adds the sweetness to the coffee, and I don't have to use sugar and anything because I ain't sugared my coffee in like 12 years because I just use the creamer. But that oat milk couldn't fool with that. Me and oat milk can't hang. It did not have the taste that I thought it was going to. It was no. Well, I can't drink no black coffee. You couldn't pay me to drink black coffee. I can drink unsweetened tea, but I can't drink just straight coffee. See, I can't go. You know what? I don't put. I used to put milk in my coffee when I was younger because my mother did it. But I like the creamers because not only do they add the sugar that I'm looking for too, but they got some flavor with it too. And this way, I don't have to add sugar. I can't just drink black coffee though. That's too hairy chest for me. It's like black coffee is for people who like beer and Marlboro cigarettes. I can't do it. It's too tough. Uh-uh. Yeah, it's got to be sweet like candy. Back in the day, now, shoot, I poured so much milk and sugar in there, the coffee was almost white. But I just like the creamer now. See, if the evaporated milk, the pet milk, the cream, I can't do because it carries its own taste. And I pick that taste up. I don't care what you put it in. Put it in cake, pies, cookies, coffee. I taste it. I swear I do. I ain't had a cappuccino in years though. I want some hot chocolate too. I need some lemon too. So I do need to go to the store, put in the tea. Because I wake up in the morning, and my throat is dry. It's possible because I sleep with a fan in my face too, but throat is dry, so that's always the first thing I need to do is put the kettle on. I was thinking that too, riding horseback with your beer and black coffee and your cigarettes, your cowboy hat on, smelling like a horse stable. Actually, there is a song called Black Coffee, I think. At least that's in the lyrics. Black coffee, no sugar, no cream. Hot chocolate in the coffee. I've never had that now. All right, we're at the end of our road now. I ain't getting on no horse. You're braver than I. Okay, so I'm going to this house, and next time I have free day, and my day's not even over. Next time I have a free day, we'll come back out, do us some more laps. Been walking for 2.5 hours, so that's good. Not necessarily vigorous exercise because I've been walking as slow as you possibly can, but it's good enough. So, oh Jesus, somebody always got to be smoking cigarettes. So, I will see y'all when? What is today? I don't know. You know I don't plan nothing, so let me stop trying to do it now. So, I will see y'all next time I see y'all. So until then, bye-bye.